Hello everyone, welcome to Money Monday, and today I am going to talk about mortgages and how to pay them off quicker. What is a mortgage? Quickly, it is the debt you pay to own your house. Usually because most people don't have the amount that their house is worth in cash, they take a debt from the bank or a mortgage lender or whatever, and they pay back that person or bank or institution with interest. So a mortgage is like any other debt. The difference is, say for example, it's a bank. The bank owns your house until you pay them back. Okay? That's collateral. Collateral is, your house is the collateral for the debt. You're securing your debt with the house, and if you can't pay it back, the bank takes your house. Now, how to pay them off quicker? Well, standard issue is mortgages are typically amortized for 25, whatever, 30 years, depending on what you agree on, and the longer your amortization, the smaller your monthly payment. Okay, so one trick is to amortize it longer, so your monthly minimum payment is lower. Then instead of paying monthly, pay weekly. Do bi-weekly or preferably weekly. You're not paying like the same amount as you would in a month. You're not putting that in each week. You're putting like a quarter of the monthly amount plus a little bit extra. Why do you do this? Because each time you do that, you're paying off the principal. The principal is the amount you owe, not the interest. A payment, an amortization, is calculated with principal and interest combined. And in the earlier stages of a mortgage, in the beginning, the huge majority of your payment is actually just interest, and very little is your principal. Now, if you're paying more frequently, like weekly, they're amortized still to incorporate principal. And you're putting a little bit extra, more than you would have normally if it was a monthly payment. Now, it may not seem significant in the grand scheme of things, but what this does is, you're paying more frequently, you're tacking down the principal in little ticks, more frequently. Principal is what you're after when you're paying a mortgage, because that is what you actually have control over, kind of. When you pay down the principal, the interest you get charged is less. Because if you pay down no principal, for example, you'll be charged the full amount of interest. But if you pay down more frequently on the principal, by doing it this way, the compounding is less impactful. Now, a mindset for this, paying off the mortgage, it's a race. So when you save money, compounding interest is your best friend. Okay? You love it. Did I say when you save? Yeah, that's when you're saving. When you are paying a debt, or like a mortgage or a debt or anything, compounding interest is your worst nightmare. It's your enemy. It's like a rabid dog chasing you, and the only way to get away, the only way to survive is to get away from it. And how do you do that? It's like a race. Okay, this is the compounding always on you. This is the principal. You want to constantly be paying principal down faster and faster and faster. Because if you actually look ultimately in the long run how much you pay in interest on a mortgage, because of the way it compounds, it's like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars over that many years. So if you can pay it off faster, you're saving yourself money on interest. Because interest you're paying is like literally you're paying for nothing. You're just throwing your money into something. You're paying the bank like you're renting their money. So, in a nutshell, do weekly payments. That's one thing. Or at least bi-weekly payments. Because monthly is like the minimum payment that they calculate for that amount of amortization. Amortization is how much they give you, how long in years they give you to pay your mortgage off. And then they calculate your monthly payment, principal and interest. So you want to take that monthly payment, break it down into smaller chunks, which is bi-weekly or weekly, and pay it off that way. Why? Because, like I said, you're ticking away at the principal. The principal is how much you owe. Why do you do that? Because on the compounding period, the principal is lower, there's less for the interest to compound on. That's the goal. That's the race. Okay? And in the beginning, it might not seem effective, but over time, doing it this way constantly, you'll notice your balance owing on your mortgage goes down quicker in the long run. Now, how else? The obvious one that most people do too is they have lump sum payments. So if you do acquire a large amount of money for whatever reason, there's limits that the bank allows per year. But find out what the limit is in your mortgage and put that lump sum into the mortgage if it's feasible for you, if it doesn't affect your lifestyle. I mean, if it's just extra money you got out of nowhere you didn't expect, boom. That paying off large chunks of a mortgage with like basically you're bypassing the interest essentially is huge. It's massive. Because if the balance at the time of compounding is lower than the amortization calculation or whatever, then you're paying less interest. When you're paying less interest in the future on your normal weekly and bi-weekly or monthly whatever payments, now more of the principal is getting paid off. Look at it like a scale, right? I don't know how to do this. When you first get a mortgage, pretend this little space, that's how much principal you're paying. And this larger space right here where my thumb, like this, that's how much interest you're paying. As you pay more and more and more of the balance off, it becomes like this. And then this is more principal being paid off over time. That's how payments look. It's hard to explain. Long story short, that's why you do the weekly payments if you can, and that's why you do lump sums as much as you can if it's feasible. That's all I have to say about mortgages. Pay them off quick, save the money on the interest, and have a great day. Let's keep growing together. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Take care.